What's up, good people? Welcome to the Talk of the Shore. I'm your host, Ralan Warlaw.
And I'm Langston Frazier.
And this is episode 1, numero uno. Hopefully you listened to our trailer episode where we tell you a little bit about ourselves, what this podcast is really about. Thank you for everyone coming back to be with us for episode 1. As we told you in the opening trailer episode, we will always start off with the HBCU fact or Maryland Eastern Shore fact because we are here in Princess Anne, Maryland. So, Langston, do you have either or?
I have an HBCU fact today.
Okay.
And I have not only one fact, but since it's our first ever episode, I have 2 facts for you today.
2 facts.
So I'm going to give you 2 facts of the day.
Right.
So, did you know that HBCUs have significantly contributed to the creation of African-American science degree holders?
How significant?
Well, let me tell you. You have 51% makes up agriculture, biology is 42%, computer science is 35%, physical science is 43%, and then rounding it out, social sciences, there are 23%. That's pretty huge.
That's a lot of science. And I will say that from now on, if someone ever says they're bad at science, I will say that's not true. You are good at science. People before you are good at science. I did not say that to my 4th grade teacher, Miss Austin, because I did not do good in science. I was doing well in her class. Mm-hmm. Everything was going well. And then, we started with circuits and magnets. Yeah, it just didn't go well.
Then it just goes downhill. So if everybody ever tells you that, it's fake news. Don't listen to them. But I do have a second fact for you, and this one's kind of mind-blowing.
Okay.
Did you know that 75% of PhD degree holders come from HBCUs that are African American?
I did not know the number was that high, but I do know quite a few. Well, I won't say quite a few. I know some that are PhD holders from HBCU, including someone I just graduated. She just became a dentist.
Nice.
So, and she came from South Carolina State with me as well. So it's good to know that, in various fields, not just, the typical entertainment, sports.
Yeah.
We're in, I say we're, but, HBCU graduates, because I am a HBCU graduate, or everywhere, making strides in the world of business, science, PhDs. So that's great info. So with this being episode 1, you had 2 facts. We have our first guest. First guest is to my right, Trevor Callarman, head coach, volleyball, Maryland Eastern Shore. What's up, Trevor?
What's up, guys? So happy to be here. Appreciate you guys having me on for the first episode.
It's great. We talked, we talked for, a few weeks about who we wanted to be our first guest. And we
went through like a whole slew of people, too.
We did. But we think that we got the person. It's timely in the season, but we're not even going to really focus on the season. They can go to easternshorehawks.com. That's a plug for
Watch
you people.
Talk.
For you people who don't understand this communications thing. But, Trevor, where are you from?
Austin, Texas.
And everybody who's faithful watchers of Hawk Talk, it's not Hawk Talk, faithful watchers of Hawk Talk and faithful watchers of the Talk of the Shore know that we just like to get to know our guests, hear a little bit more intimate. You're from Austin, Texas. 3 words about
Describe
Austin,
it.
Texas.
3 words to describe it?
3 words.
Okay. So this is a softball question because this is any Austinite is going to describe this the same way because it's heresy if you do it any other way. All right. First thing, easy. First thing. Live music.
Ooh,
live music, right? So that's 2 words, but treat it as one.
It's one thing.
Live music is one thing.
Right.
Tacos. Self-proclaimed taco capital, right?
I'm just thinking about tacos.
And then, of course,
tacos.
Weird. Austin, Texas, weird.
What's weird about Austin,
All right,
Texas?
let me explain that. Let me dive in.
Break it down for us.
So, whenever they say, like, Austin, keep Austin weird, you hear that, right?
Yeah.
Keep Austin weird. The whole thing is trying to promote local businesses. So when you go to Austin, Texas, instead of going to like a Walmart or something like that, you got to go to Whole Foods, which Whole Foods is from Austin. So you don't.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I mean, that's
so Whole Foods
fact.
started in Austin.
Whole Foods, the original Whole Foods, is in Austin, Texas. So it started small, got big. So you go to Whole Foods.
So if I go there in Austin to Whole Foods, they can explain to me why oranges are like $5 there, and they're like $2 everywhere else.
Hey, that's just the quality Whole Foods provides, man. That's the quality. You don't go to Trader Joe's in Austin, Texas. All right, you go to Whole Foods. You pay that. You got
HEB though. HEB.
Hey, HEB. That's a Texas place though. That's Texas.
A lot of people don't know about HEB. Shout out to HEB.
Whataburger. Whataburger can make its way in there. That's a Texas thing. That's from Corpus Christi, I believe. Mm-hmm. You got to fact check that one, but I'm pretty sure that's right.
So weird live music and what was the other one?
Tacos. Yep.
Okay. So. And that's great because we can Google Austin, Texas, and see like the Longhorns, University of Texas.
Yeah.
But I actually have a friend who I went to school with that lives in Austin, and he has always told me about South by Southwest. Never been, but he always tells me about it. He keeps saying, Ralan, you need to come. So just help me. What is South by Southwest?
South to an Austinite or to somebody who... Because if you live in Austin, South by Southwest is just a nightmare, is what it is. Let me tell you what it is. It is see that, traffic on 35. It is just people everywhere from out of town. However, the cool thing is you get like live music on every single street corner. So like a huge band may play at the smallest venue in town. So it's kind of cool. I mean, for example, trying to think... one year there was Bone Thugs and Harmony played at this place called Stubbs. Went and saw that show.
The Notorious Thugs?
Yes.
What?
Yeah, so I mean, they came to
the Notorious Thugs. Shout out to Bone Thugs.
And actually, Stubbs is one of the bigger venues, but you'll get some huge bands, and they're literally set up on a street corner and play. So South by is pretty cool.
So I guess they met you at the Crossroads.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And you don't get that a lot
the win there.
by local bands at all. Like trying to play big name. Typically, when you're in the DC area, they come to these venues and you're paying top dollar to come see them.
Yeah.
And it's not a personal relationship, but it seems like in Texas, especially with this live music type gig, that you really get to know the artists that come from your hometown, which I think is pretty cool.
That's right. They do a lot of local stuff, and it's not only music. South by is it's like a movie festival, video game. I mean, it's a 2-week event, and you can go get a wristband and check it all out. It's pretty cool, actually, unless you're from there, I guess.
So I definitely need to book a trip to Texas. Could I haven't been. I don't think I've.
You've never been to Texas?
No, I haven't.
Not any part of Texas.
No,
I think I've
flown over.
I think I've
flown over, but I've never been
foot to the ground.
Yeah, foot to the ground.
I've been in El Paso, San Antonio a couple times, Houston. I've a few times in Houston. Houston's a good time, but I haven't made my way to Austin. But I need to get there.
You been to San Antonio?
I have been to San Antonio. I went to San Antonio as a child. I was probably 8 years old or so. My dad was stationed in El Paso. He was in the Army. He stationed in El Paso for like a year. And on our way back to South Carolina, we like stopped in different places. So San Antonio was a place we stopped at. That was the first time I went to Houston, but I've been to Houston numerous times since then. So Houston's probably where I've been at the most. But it's a spread out city. Oh, I'm forgetting. I've been to Dallas as well a couple times. But
I'm assuming you're a Dallas Cowboys fan?
Dallas Cowboys fan. Dallas Cowboys fan. Being born in Fort Worth, you grow up, you have to be a Cowboys fan. That's where the stadium's at.
All right.
You're down the street, right? It's pretty much actually Arlington, Fort Worth area. All that's where the stadium is. So
okay.
You can't not be a Cowboys fan being from there. That's heresy.
Yes,
that's crazy. No,
it's easy to not be a Cowboys fan. When they're on TV, don't watch it.
Just don't watch it.
You know what I noticed since I moved here?
Or if they're on TV, don't enjoy it.
See, this is how much.
And just cheer for whoever the other team is playing.
See, this is how much the Cowboys, they just need to be cheered for. Even when I moved here, I realized I see more Cowboys fans here than I do Redskins fans.
No, I'll give you that.
That's serious.
No, I'm a Washington fan, but I'm like, our team is okay. It's
they're not okay. They're bad.
I try to keep hope alive. Just try, just a little bit.
Keep hope alive.
Keep hope alive. That it will turn around one day.
We'll see.
Well, we'll see. I don't know.
Keep hope alive.
I'll give it to them. They've been playing really well over the last couple of seasons, especially because Tony Romo retired and before he got injured.
Actually, that was when it kind of started to change. You get Romo out of there.
Yeah.
And you actually got a quarterback who you need to pay, but you got somebody in there who, wants to be there. Zeke, if he can act right, he's got paid. Cowboys have people. This is the thing. The Cowboys have talent. They have people who know how to play football, but when the star gets on the side of your head, you just go straight to 8-8. Like you don't know how to win more than 8 games.
Hey, man.
They just like this. You start, win the first 3, and then lose the next 3. That's how the Cowboys are.
Now, for you listeners out there, I'm not sure if you know that host Ralan here is a Panthers fan.
Yeah, he is a
Absolutely.
Panthers
I don't know
fan.
the last time. When did they make the playoffs? Did they make the playoffs last year?
Not last year, the year before. But I will
Okay,
say this.
okay.
When's the last time the Cowboys played in the Super Bowl? The Cowboys have not played in the Super Every student that is at the University of Maryland Eastern Shore was not alive. Alive. Like, they were not on Earth the last time the Cowboys went to the Super Bowl. The Panthers went to the Super Bowl a few years ago.
That's true.
Just a few years ago.
That's true.
Okay.
But they
just
were
means
not
it's time.
alive the last time the Cowboys went to the Super Bowl. I'm just going to throw that out there.
Just
but I
as a little nugget.
And then I guess my Cowboys, I don't want to say hate. I want to say my Cowboys dislike started because South Carolina, North Carolina, like the Panthers didn't come until like the mid 90s.
Mm-hmm.
So there wasn't a team to to really cheer for. And we not ride with the Falcons. So we're not riding with the Falcons.
Find it closest best team to you.
There was literally nobody to cheer for. So a lot of people in South Carolina are Cowboys fans for that reason because they did have them on TV a lot. There's a lot of Steelers fans down there as well because those are the 2 teams they played a lot. And then people growing up, like, you know, if you're like 65, the Cowboys were good when you were a kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
65.
we'll see. It's time then. It's time
You're
then.
65. If you're like if you've been on Earth for 3 generations of people, you saw the Cowboys be good at one point.
Well, it's coming. It's
Yeah.
coming again.
Okay.
Let's hope y'all try. But one of the things I'm curious to know about you, Trevor, is you're in the sports arena. Obviously, you're a head coach of a volleyball team. What got you into sports, and what kind of brought you here to Maryland Eastern Shore?
So, my family got me into volleyball. My brother plays, my mom plays, my dad plays. So it's kind of like growing up in a Cowboys family. Had to cheer for the Cowboys. Grew up in a volleyball family, so that's how I got started. But it wasn't just volleyball, man. You know, I played a little football for about a year.
I was like, where's this going? Because I was like, a little football.
A little football,
Yeah.
You know, I dabbled in a little baseball. But really just volleyball's been the sport I always stuck with, was most passionate about. And about the time I got to age 16, I was playing club volleyball in Fort Worth at the time. And in order to help, you know, raise money for my club dues, I started coaching one of the younger teams there.
Nice.
And so that's kind of how I started getting into coaching, is, you know, volunteering some time, making a little bit of money on the side. And it just kind of went from there. And that's ultimately what brought me to the shore, is just the passion for coaching.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's something I've never seen. You talk about club sports. A lot of sports now are in that club mentality. That's how, you know, players get brought up. And something I've never seen. I've never seen men's volleyball. Now I've seen women's volleyball because obviously we have.
I've seen it at the Olympics.
Sure, Olympics. That's the only time I've ever seen that. Like
Yeah.
I've never seen a professional, you know, club team play men's volleyball before.
Well, what's actually crazy about men's volleyball, first off, there's so few men's volleyball clubs in Texas. You know how many times I would go, hey, yeah, I play men's volleyball. I was like, not a girl sport? In Texas, you get that all the time. But it's a very
I
manly
can see
sport,
that.
especially internationally, okay?
Yeah.
Up in Europe, lots of men's volleyball teams. But what's amazing in the United States, actually, is with it not being that prevalent, men's volleyball, that is, we've got, I think 3 gold medals. Again, fact check that. I think 3 gold medals.
Yeah.
So we're really pretty good Olympic men's volleyball team. But
Have you ever thought about doing an Olympic team possibly, or
you talking about me trying out?
Yeah, or starting that journey to possibly.
Oh, hey, I will tell the volleyball teams I coach all the time that I would be an All-American if, you know, I wasn't, you know, my age and my size and all that. So, I think the furthest I got in volleyball, I played club at Texas State University.
Nice.
And, you know, I never played Division I or anything. That's another joke I tell the girls I coach. I'm like, I'm the only non-Division I athlete in this gym right now.
Literally, because both of your assistants are. Shout out to Heather and Evan. You
Yep.
know, Evan played professional, so
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, they got
Yeah.
1 or 2 up on me. I get it. I get it.
You're the 3rd best volleyball player
That's
on the
right.
staff.
That's right. That's why I have to sit on the sidelines with a clipboard.
Hey, but you do it pretty well though.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
So
But what would I guess I want to know this. What is the most fulfilling thing about coaching for you?
The most fulfilling?
Yeah, what's the most fulfilling thing?
Man, it ebbs and flows, man. I think overall, the most fulfilling thing is I do it because I want to, make the people around me better. I try to model a lifestyle that's vivacious. I try to enjoy life. I try to make it fun. And I think sometimes when I look at programs across the world, I think that it can be taken a little too serious, and it can become too much of a job. And so what I try to do and what fulfills me is just trying to make it something that people can enjoy doing, something that makes them feel better about themselves. And hopefully when they leave the program, that whatever program I'm ahead of, whether it be like, whenever I was 16 kids at club or, adults now coaching Division I college, I want them to be better than when they stepped into the program. I want them to feel better about themselves. And that's what, kind of keeps me going after it.
And how do you define better? Because I guess to the untrained eye, it's all wins and losses. But I mean, we all work within sports in some capacity. We know that, wins and losses isn't always indicative of how well your team played or how well your team, got better as the season went on. So what would you say is like, your definition of they left better than they did when they came in?
And that's true. I mean, I believe that leaving better means that we've done a good job of raising strong young women. That when they graduate, they're confident in themselves. They know not necessarily what they want to do for a job, but they know that whatever they go after, that they can achieve that. You know what I mean? We want them to be confident. We want them to be strong. We want them to feel just empowered overall, which, kind of seems like a vague response, but
it's on the court and off the court.
Yeah, absolutely. Sure. And what you learn in this profession is that each individual, has different struggles. And so to figure out what's going to empower one person might not be the same thing across the board. So ultimately, we just try to connect with every athlete and see them as a person, not as just a player, and figure out, what can we do in their time here that can make sure they get a good education, they can feel strong, and they can feel prepared for the world after volleyball. Because like you guys said, there's not a whole lot of pro volleyball here in the United States, so trying to help them for that.
And that's like for me, just on the sports information side, sometimes I do talk, not just to your players, but other players, basketball, golf, and a lot of times I focus on like how they feel like mentally, because I know that's like the most important part, because very few, not just volleyball, but very few just college athletes, period, go on and play professionally. Yeah, you have some of the most successful college players in whatever sport, and they just don't go play professionally because either opportunity isn't there or quote unquote the size, the skill, whatever
injury,
whatever the case may be. But your life doesn't end at 22 or 23, however old you are. You want to live the next 60, 70, 80 years. And so you have to, use those core things that you got from playing sports, especially on the college level, to just make sure you can go through life and have a successful, life after college and with whatever you want to do in your career.
Right. And you being in the position that you are, I mean, you get everybody coming and talk to you about it.
Yeah.
So you get the whole game in there,
I really think it's just the location of where my office is. It's right there with the locker rooms. I couldn't get it out. With the locker room. So, the volleyball locker room is like 2 doors down. So they just kind of naturally
go by.
They naturally come by and they always yell. And so sometimes they come in and they talk, and I let them know,
it's an open door policy.
It's an open door policy,
I mean?
literally, because I don't shut my door if I'm in there. I let the people come in and talk to me. So I hear tons of things. Sometimes I probably hear stuff you don't hear, but just from their personal lives and just knowing that they're people that have a lot of things going on with them.
See, my theory is, right?
What's your theory?
It's in the job title.
Okay.
Sports information. They're gonna give you the information, man. I bet you get some information in there. Like you said, there's stuff they will not tell the coaches that they probably.
It's all about the stories.
Oh yeah, for sure. And I just let them know. You could trust me as far as if you tell me something or you confide in me in something. That's not just your players. That's all any player, any student athlete, any person. Period. If you come to me with confidentiality, I try to maintain that, and that's something I think not just from like me and my job title is quote unquote a journalist because you have to on the record, off the record. You can Google exactly what that means. But, if you come to me and tell me something and you don't want it to leave, I won't let it leave because it's part of, how I'm built, not just as a journalist, quote unquote, but just as a person and how I came up.
Yeah. So outside of the college coaching and the volleyball side, what did you decide to do besides become a professional, a volleyball coach? What was the original plan for Trevor after he graduated high school?
Yeah, that's always a great question because I kind of knew early on, I would say about 18 years old, I was already pretty passionate about coaching. And I was one of those crazy people that my biggest idols weren't astronauts or anything. I was looking at, coaches at Anson Dorrance or Coach Wooden, and those are my idols. And I thought that being a college coach was like the greatest thing you could do, right?
That's kind of like last week when we were talking, and I used to watch Sports Center.
Yeah.
And I came up, we were around the same age. So we came up like 90s, early 2000s. It was like Kobe Bryant, it was Shaq, it was LeBron.
Yeah.
And I was watching Sports Center for Stuart Scott. I was watching it for Stuart Scott. And, and on from there, Michael Smith, Jamel Hill, Stephen A's, those kind of people. Like, I was watching them. I wasn't, they're going to play those highlights 6 times in a row. But I was watching, how
are they approaching the story and telling the story
when you
about
say
it?
that literally, we kind of just talked about that. Because we were talking about Barack Obama the same way, so.
Yeah, and that kind of resonates with me, too, because, I figured out early on that it was something I wanted to pursue. However, I went to college and I ended up majoring in political science.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's what I was. That's what I originally was going to do.
Yeah. So kind of didn't end up using that as much, but you get some analytical stuff out of political science. You get to use in college sports, analytics and numbers and statistics and stuff that helps out. But didn't end up doing that. That's for sure.
So was it were you thinking about going to law school or something like that?
I did think about it, but after 3 years of college, when I knew that I was going to be coaching professional, at that point I was pretty convinced. I just needed to get my degree.
Yeah.
First thing. No more student loans, but more shout out to Texas State University. It was a good education there.
That's what's up. So that's kind of all we have for you. Appreciate you coming through.
Yeah.
We talked, earlier today, and I told you were ready to come. You came through. You blessed us with your presence, I guess you could say.
Yeah. I'm gonna leave this aura here for the next guest.
Because that's the a good foundation. Like you're a coach. You have to have a good foundation. So you being the first guest, foundation of future guests.
You know what? You can I say something about this?
Yeah,
go ahead.
Definitely.
This is cool. You know what I like? You as a sports information, you serve a purpose to these athletes that come in and talk to you, and sometimes you just gotta talk organically, right?
Yeah.
Right.
I appreciate you guys giving me an opportunity to just come in and just be myself. So
yeah,
you guys,
for sure.
this was fun.
And that's
cool,
why
right?
we wanted to start.
Perfect.
As a
of it.
human being, you just got to talk sometimes, and
sure.
so I appreciate that.
Yeah, man.
Well, that's the end of this show. Stay tuned next week. We got some more great guests lined up. We'll let you know when they're coming out. And they're going to be on the show. Connect with us on social media. You can follow Ralan on his Twitter and me on my Twitter. I'm at Langston Frazier. And then Trevor is on social media. You can find him. He's a pretty cool good. Follow him as well. And then connect with us also on social media using the hashtag TalkShore. And let us know what topic you want us to cover next. What guest you want to hear from.
So, Trevor, plug your social if you
Plug
want
the
to.
socials.
All right, not the Facebook though, right? Not the,
Whatever.
whatever
This
you-
is your whatever you want to
Instagram
plug.
at Callarman Trevor. That's CALLARMAN Trevor. That's my Instagram. I don't do Twitter. Follow ES Hawks V-Ball on Instagram
absolutely.
at ES Hawks V-Ball. I think the Twitter's the same, right?
Yeah, Twitter's the same across the board. ES Hawks Sports, and then
Yeah.
every sport kind of goes from there. The ES Hawks V-Ball, great gift game. I don't know who runs their Twitter, but
It's great.
It's on point.
It's
Whoever
really,
he
really
is.
good.
Yeah,
Whoever
please
he
watch
is.
Especially during the games.
And like I said, you can follow me at RayLaw12, Ray_Law12 on Twitter, R_Wardlaw on Instagram. And thank you for tuning in, watching, listening. Don't forget to like, subscribe, give us a review. This was episode one. Hopefully, we have hundreds of episodes to come. I'm Ralan Wardlaw.
I'm Langston Frazier.
Thank you for listening, watching the Talk of the Show.
I'll see you next week.